Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back. We are doing our weekend review from March 10th to March 16th for Flex Agent 360. We're going to talk about calls, contests, and much, much more. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about stats. Now, I am going to talk about just my stats. I may mention other people's stats if I have their permission, but will not identify those people. The people come from the unofficial Facebook group, which is linked down below. So how are we paid? In the beginning, you take calls for business tech support only. These calls pay out at $5 per call if you keep your metrics. After 300 total calls, you can go ahead and do billing calls for 6 to 7 per call, and then eventually we will be doing sales calls. So your metrics are as follows. If you get a serving rate below 3 stars, a transfer rate above 25%, or a 72-hour repeat rate above 35%, any of these or a combination of each can cause a per call deduction. So we know that your first stars you won't get until after your first 100 calls. So you get $5 for the first 100 calls. If you, after those 100 calls, you do not meet your metrics, you can get as little as $2 per call if you really just suck. And it's hard to really suck because this is pretty easy. So I work part-time only, and I only worked a partial week because my credentials didn't come in at the beginning of the week. So over the course of 4 days, I worked about 1.5 hours per day. I logged into the system for a total of 5.5 hours this week. So logged into the system is everything's booted up, whether I'm taking a call or not. And here are my calls. I had a total of 21 total calls, and that's validated and unvalidated calls. Nobody had to call back, and I had one transfer, keeping my transfer keeping my transfer percentage rate at 4.76%, which is not bad. My average time duration per call was 12 minutes and 46 seconds, and let me tell you why it was so long. For the one call that I had to do a transfer, you do need a one-time transfer PIN each and every time you do a transfer. And it took a long time. And I do mean a long time to get that PIN. So if you can resolve a call without transferring, that is exactly what you need to do. So I was on active calls for 4.46 hours, so 5.5 hours and 4.6 hours, so 1 hour, 1.04 hours I was not taking calls. And I can tell you exactly when that was. Most of the departments open at 8 a.m. Central Time. I logged in at 6:30 until about 7:30 just to see if there'd be any calls. And because we are the business department, there weren't. But it was just a test. So let's talk about my earnings. And I'm sorry this one sucked a bit. I did 14 verified calls for total earnings of $70, and that averaged me out $15.69 an hour, which is not good for a systems check sort of week. This first week, I did not do much or expect much because I was mostly looking to learn the systems, learn where all the buttons are, learn this, learn that, do the troubleshooting, what we can and cannot do. So the calls were very long, and that made my per hour lower. So why do I have more total calls than verified calls? And yes, there is a difference. Your total calls is the total amount of calls that I received over the time I was logged into the system. A verified call is a call where the account has been validated with a passcode, PIN, notes were taken, and the end call button was pressed. Now, how often or how soon does a validated call show up in your results page? As soon as that end call is processed, which is almost immediately after you go back to the ready screen, you can put yourself in not ready status, pull up your results page, and then you'll be able to see whether the call was counted or not. It is pretty instantaneous. If a passcode cannot be validated, you cannot assist the customer. You are not paid. So I had a total of 21 calls. 14 were validated. That means I didn't get paid for 7 of the calls. So what contest did we have? And that was kind of fun. There was a Flex Friday. So there was win an extra 150 for the most verified calls on 3/15/2024. The prize was $150. We had several people in the group rank pretty decent with it. So how did I do with my 14 verified calls, which were over the weekend, not totally that day? I didn't rank. So I did not rank because I did not have my first 20 verified calls. Or maybe because I didn't do enough calls on the 15th to rank. Or maybe they only do the top 10. I'm not for sure. But your girl didn't rank. So we're going to be honest about that. So why do I keep mentioning the first 20 verified calls, y'all? Is there a reason? Are we going to talk about this? I think we are going to talk about this. This has to do with your very first bonus. And if you look on the home page of your apps or the website, it will tell you what that first bonus is. It is considered your training bonus. And that bonus is $250 after you get those first 20 verified calls. That $250 shows up on in the first pay period that you get your first 20 calls. So I know somebody who started a partial week, she got way over 20 verified calls. So this coming pay period, she will have that $250 added onto her regular money. So when is my first pay period? Because this is my first week. It was a partial week. They do not hold back any pay. So you are paid via gig wage the following Friday. So for the pay period that just ended, the pay date is this Friday at 3/22. So let's talk a little bit about gig wage. Gig wage is the third-party company that processes or disperses the payroll as soon as it's processed. So normally what happens is excuse me. So for like 3/10, I'm going to pull open my calendar. So 3/10 is a Sunday through Saturday, and then you're paid that following Friday. And there's 2 ways to get paid. The first is traditional direct deposit, and that means that gig wage disperses the money on a Friday, and according to your bank, it either come Friday, Monday, or Tuesday. The other way is instant pay, where you register a debit card, and for a 2.9% fee, it gets paid out within 72 hours of them receiving notification of the payment. So I believe they receive it on a Wednesday. Friday is your normal disbursement day for your payday, so you could receive it Thursday, Friday. Now people are like, Becky, I got Chime, I got this, I got that. They paid up to 2 days early. For people who have those cards and those banks that pay up to 2 days early, you'll receive your pay through traditional direct deposit on a Thursday. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about how my partial week went. We will be doing these. I thought about doing these videos on a Monday, but you'll see this video on the 17th on a Sunday. Okay, so if you're interested in FlexAgent, go ahead, and that first link is to flexagent.com. You do need to sign up through the website, not the app. And then the second link is to the unofficial Facebook group. Go ahead and join that, and I will see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video.